ಹಾಗೆ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬೆಳಗಿಸುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸಮಿತಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳಗಿಸಿದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಇತರ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಂದಿನ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬ ಸಮಯದಿಂದ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದ ಮುಲ್ಕಿ ಸುಂದರ್ ರಾಮ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಮೆಮೋರಿಯಲ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್.S. ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರಿಂದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳ ಮಾತಿಗಾಗಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ತೆರೆದಿದೆ.
ಸಾವಿರದ 1968ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಯಿಂದ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ. ಹೌದು, ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಯಿತಾ. 69ರಿಂದ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ MBBS ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ KMC ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಮೈಸೂರು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ 99 ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಆಯಿತು, ವೈಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಲರ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಆವತ್ತು ಒಂಥರ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿರ್ತದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಂಕಲ್ ಸುಂದರಾಮ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಸುಂದರಾಮ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಂದರಾಮ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ 9 ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಮನೆ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 550 ಫ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಗಳಿವೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮುಂದೆ ಸುಂದರಾಮ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ ಕೋಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ನ್ಯೂ ಕ್ಯಾಸಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಟ್ ಡೂ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಒನ್. ಹವರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ Jayakar Shetty, the presiding officer. You have to excuse me, all the dignitaries on the dais. Just to save time, I am not mentioning each names, but I can't miss here, I can't miss. When I say Sundaram Shetty uncle, I can address Hari, Ashok and Preeti and VP Shetty. VP Shetty and my father were great friends, just going back to good old days, I think early 40s or early 50s. And then we have the actually Lakshmikant sitting here, and again, we are all connected. And then Yathiraj Hegde in the front. Moment you say that, so what is the relevance of actually Chandrashekar Shetty to Sundaram Shetty's the memorial lecture? Very, very interesting. ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಪೀರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೋಕುಲಾಷ್ಟಮಿಗೂ ಏನು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಕರೇ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಆಯಿತಾ, ಬಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬಂಡ್ಸ್ ಯಾನೆ ನಾಡವರ ಸಂಘ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಕೂತವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಕರೇ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಬಂಧರಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ಮೊದಲು. ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಯಾಕೆ ರೆಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಯು ಸೇ ಮೆಮೋರಿಯಲ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್, it is very formal lecture, very, very formal lecture, a public address held to honor and commemorate the life, the work and achievements or contributions. So in the definition, contributions is not there, but I would like to add contribution, because personal achievements becomes personal. By achieving so many things, if you are able to actually contribute to the welfare of the society, for the development of the nation, I think that is more important than personal achievements. I think they read so many things about me, isn't it? Here is 3 times chairman of the actually bank sitting here, and then, okay, 3 times vice chancellor. Hardly matters. In what way it has actually contributed for the development of a family, society, nation, development of humanity. That is what more important. What I achieved and accomplished, it remains with me and my family. And what is the impact We always call it as social impact or social responsibility. That's how it described. Often in fields like academics, administration, politics, arts. You call it as commemorative address or a tribute speech or remembrance talk or keynote address, or whatever language you would like to tag. And before taking the formal lecture, I would like to divide into actually informal and then formal. Because now there is no chief guest and all kinds of things. We will make it very informal and simple, informal and very simple. I would like to actually pay my respectful homage and tribute to actually Mulki Sunder Ram Shetty, that is Sundaram Shetty uncle. I will start with that. Then, so what's the difference? Again, there is a dilemma. We call it as chicken and egg story. See, which came first? See, whether the bank came first or the bank actually founder chairman came first. I think in terms of, because generally by a doctor and by genetical means, I think biologically, we call it as egg has to come first because our ancestors are monkeys. That means somewhere something happens. We call it as genetical, or you have genetics or epigenetics ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಆ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. The reason being, okay, founder chairman was actually A.B. Shetty. Then the bank was started. Then Sundaram Shetty actually and then took over as part-time chairperson and then later on the full-time chairperson. So was he an egg or a chicken? Is the controversy. It's not a controversy, it's actually a kind of a dilemma is there. We will leave at that. So how is that actually I am related to the Vijaya Bank first, my actually relevance to Vijaya Bank. So 1961, as a first year student, Santepete Bank branch, Mysore. That's my first account in my life. That's at the age of 18 years, whatever it is, 17 years. And then Satwadi Balkrishna Shetty was the manager. That is Yashwant's maternal uncle. And my Chikama's, that means Chikappa's younger brother. I think this is the kind of, that's why I said every one of us, somehow we are all related. I think this is the connection. I'll come one by one. This is one relevance to the bank. Then later on, I think first 7 years as a student, and then I was transferred to KMC Hubli again, Dajibanpet, and we had Handadi and Prabhakar Hegde, starting with Jayant Ray, and me were actually, we are roommates in Ashoka Hotel. He was not married, I was already married, and roommates. Jayant Ray, that's the connection again. I went back to Mysore again in 77, then starting with actually Haladi Vasantarna, and of course Vasudev Shetty was there in between, Jayant Roy's actually, and then brother-in-law. I can just go on like that, you can go on like that. Then from there again I was transferred to Bangalore. This is how it happened. And then when I was a student of MS 72-73, I think Sadanand Shetty was the actually, and KG Road branch actually, he was there as the manager. That's my first interaction. So this is the actually story of Vijaya Bank. And maybe some one or two incidents I would like to remember because this is just called as, whenever you call as a memorial lecture, see what is that memory that you would like to go back into. It's very interesting. In terms of memorial lecture, we always remember, you reminisce, reflect, recharge, regenerate, resolute, and then rededicate, and then rejoice. I think this is the day for actually rejoicing the great contribution of Mulki Sunder Ram Shetty. So what is the other relevance? My father's 111th birth anniversary is this same year, 2015, 111th birth anniversary. My father is also, I think, SLC from Christian High School and Udupi. Sundaram Shetty is SLC from St. Aloysius School. There are so much of similarities. So what are the other similarities? Mr. Sundaram Shetty has been almost, I think, 2/3 of his lifetime he has spent with insurance companies. That's what I was going through his record like that. So what is it relevant to me as an insurance company to do with Dr. Chandrashekar Shetty? I am a Lion member from 1981. I think most important aspect, I think my Kapo friend has left out. I think my contribution to Lionism in 30 years as the site first technical advisor for India and Sri Lanka, I think that was the actually tremendous contribution for the society in eye care program in South India, Sri Lanka, to the extent of $24 million. That's what I said, $24 million projects in starting in Sri Lanka and South India is there. So the Lions International, the founder, his name is Melvin Jones. He was also an insurance man. So look at this insurance similarity with me and the insurance man is there. I think these are the few kinds of actually things happening. Of course, Sunder Ram Shetty is a Bunt. I am both actually, and Bunt and Nadava. And my mother is from Sunnari, Kundapura, Kannada speaking. Whatever you go by the Bunt Sangha, they said Bantaraya and Nadavar Sangha anta heltare. So that is the greatest advantage. I think my cousin, I think Lakshmi also is same thing, half Tulu, half Kannada. And my wife is actually, mother is Tulu and father is Kannada. And I'm a very, very proud son of Kapo Sanju Shetty and then and son-in-law of Dr. Ram Shetty. Let me make it very clear. And my mother, I think Sundari Parvati Shetty. I think these are all the certain relationships, how it's happening like that. Of course, in terms of my association with Vijaya Bank, is my Bunt Sangha. 5960, I was St. Aloysius College. I was staying in Bunt Sangha for 1 year. And all our seniors, 1 or 2 year seniors, who were attending and the government college, they're all art stream. I think majority of them, they joined Vijaya Bank. This is starting from, I think, Chauta, and then Sridhar Rai, and then Ayyappa Shetty, and Sach Bhandary, and all, many people. My own classmate, Pandu was my classmates, we are classmates are there. Just look at the one, Sundar Bhandary, when I was PUC and St. Aloysius College, he was the association leader and he was the president. And Sundar Bhandary. Just look at the relationship between Vijaya Bank and the other things are there. And just to look back that one, at that time Warden was actually under Timap Shetty, Irmadi Timap Shetty. I had just a inkling of actually Mr. A.B. Shetty was just passing through. I never thought, just like, when Sundaram Shetty was passing through the Bunt Sangha 1931, it seems, I was reading that one. On that day was the actually foundation, that means inauguration of the Vijaya Bank. I think Mr. Sundaram Shetty never thought that he would become the chairman of the Vijaya Bank for 17 years. He never thought like that. So it's all destiny, whatever it is. I think God gives opportunity to all of us. There are only few people, I think, who think beyond themselves. That's the difference between an ordinary and then person and an extraordinary person. That little bit extra. Those 5 words, that little bit extra makes him. That means herein, whether it is actually A.B. Shetty, he was only intermediate. And he was called as, and then Dr. A.B. Shetty. Dr. A.B. Shetty, because he was the continuous health minister up to 56 since independence, in all cabinets, and he was designated. And intermediate, Mr. Sundaram Shetty is SLC, Kapo Sanju Shetty is SLC. These are all actually very simple souls, coming from the farming background, the ordinary people, they have achieved the actually extraordinary heights in their lifetime. You have to emulate them. They're all role models. They're all very, very extraordinary people that we have to be very proud. We have to be very proud that we are all sons and sons-in-law and then daughters-in-law, daughters of such great, simple and eminent people. I think simple and eminent people. And that's why. And this lecture here, because I have given oration lectures, keynote addresses right across all over the world, but this is very touchy because I have to speak from the heart. And not my cognitive intelligence. It has to come through heart. And then my encounters with actually Uncle Sundaram Shetty. And again, regarding the bank, I'll come to that one. My first encounter is 1972. You know that one because at that time, and we'll go back to that. And there are only 3 or 4 important people from Kundapur who could actually send some letters to give appointment to him. Of course, one was Manjay Shetty, and the second was Kapo Sanju Shetty and Sitaram Shetty. Probably many more. I can say Veer Rajendra Hegde, you can call it as Gundanna. I think these are the people whom I know. Like that, you can just imagine all over India how many people actually give letters for jobs. God only, I don't know how he managed, including, I think Deve Gowda, Srikantaya. I know the whole background of what's happening. I think 1972, first time, I think, here in this audience, I don't know, about 15, 20 relatives or my cousins here, sitting large family, they're all here. I think one of my cousins, I don't want to name whoever it is, I took him because father came, and that's for an appointment. That's for an appointment, he was done. But the next time was more interesting. And then I was at home, this is 73, and then my father was he was the president of the Taluk Panchayat, Taluk Board ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಆ ಕಾಲದ ತಾಲೂಕ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. I think Sabladi Karyanna ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. He was my classmate's actually father-in-law, Shivram Shetty's father-in-law. And I was sitting there, and then he came and said that one, he brought somebody from Sirsi. ನಾನು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಂದರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನೀನು ಇರ್ತೀಯಲ್ಲ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ. ಸಂಬಡಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸಿರ್ಸಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಲೀವ್ ಎಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಎನಿಬಡೀಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. And that candidate was MA Statistics, having double graduate. I didn't know, I was in the hospital, I was a postgraduate student, and around 12:30 I started, and race course office, I just went there, and then Arundhati auntie was there, Arundhati Adappa, Arundhati auntie was there. I said, I would like to, first somebody said, have I got appointment with you? No, you just tell Chandrashekar has come and he will understand, he will come and understand. And then I said, then said, it's okay. ನಾನು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಆಗಲೇ ರೂಮ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು he was coming out for lunch. He was, no, 1 minute, coming out for lunch. The moment he saw me, he just went back to his office. People are taken back. He's just some young man, 35 years old, and the chairman coming out of the chamber, again going back to the chamber, they were taken aback because whole staff was standing, and that's the kind of, you see, and personality. And he was very handsome, tall person, and then charming one, you said that one, and that's the kind of aura he had. I just went inside. I went inside, Uncle Papa has sent one letter, somebody has come. I told the place. Moment he said that one, he said, no, it is office, do you know that I was quite young? I said, Uncle, if you don't have actually vacancy in officer's post, if you are not able to give him a job, I am not unhappy. But if you don't give him an interview and then tell him that you are not having a job, I will be extremely pleased. He was taken aback. He just leaned backwards. He just leaned back. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಲ್ ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಜಯರಾಮ ಅಂದೆ. Okay, Jairam Shetty was secretary, remember, he's talking about 73. He just put the bell, he called him. Then he said, I'd send him inside. So he came inside. That's cool. I think Kapu Sanjay Shetty Hag got him again. Then he told the same thing, I know through somebody like that. I thought officers kelsa illa. I thought clerk kelsa ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. In a very, very humble way. He called Jairam Shetty and said, when you call him for interview on Monday. I don't know what happened. I have no idea at all. Then he was there. He went, I suppose, after 4 days. I was staying in Chamrajpet hostel. Okay, this man came running with the cover. Closed cover is there. In his excitement, he didn't even open the cover. In the road, he came running and said, I got a job, sir, Sir, ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರಾಯ, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. Then I opened the cover, he got an officer's job. I said, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಕವರೇ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು, ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಬಂತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. After another 4 weeks, I think, and ಮೂಡ್ಲಕಟ್ಟೆ ಮುತ್ತೆ ಹೆಗ್ಡೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ people from ಕುಂದಾಪುರದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದರೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಂಡ್ ಸಂಘ ಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಇವರ ಸುಂದರಾಮ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಬಂದರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನೂ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದರು, ನೀನು ಬಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಈ ಸಾಯ್ ವಿ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಹಿಸ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಈ ಸಾಯ್ ಅವತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಏರನ್ನ ಸಬತ್ತಿದ್ದ ತೈ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತೂನ ಪಾಪ ಅಂತ ಹೋಜುಂಡು ಆಗ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಿಯೆ That is Sunder Ram Shetty. That is Sunder Ram Shetty. I took him like that. Then again, I think I had the occasion of meeting with him when our Salwadi branch opened. That's one thing. And you know that all these things were happening at that time. He was quite disturbed man. The last meeting with him was in 1978 or 79 when Mr. K.S. Hegde was the Vice Chancellor in Mysore. I was in Mysore there. I think K.S. Hegde's house, I think I had a meeting with him. And he was very legendary. He was iconic. He was a role model. And I think this is the type of interactions we had like that. That's the one thing. And very, very interesting is that. Now, I'll come to the other aspect, only one aspect, then I will run through that, then I will get into the formal lecture. This is very informal one. I have the experience of Vijaya Bank of 1977. I came back to one. I was lecturer, assistant professor there. I came back with 3,000 rupees with me because I was not practicing. At that time, first, as an MBBS lecturer, the salary was 468 rupees. Just imagine you should know all these things because I was born before. I don't know how many people sitting here were born before independence. Good. Only me and, okay. 1943 ನಾನು ನನಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿ ಎಲ್ ಎನ್ ಹೆಗ್ಡೆ ಇಲ್ವಾ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಮೈ ಕಸಿನ್ ದಿವಾಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಿ ಎಲ್ ಎನ್ ಹೆಗ್ಡೆ ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಐ ಮಿಸ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮೈಸೂರು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಲ್ಲಿ ರತ್ನಾಕರ್ ಹೆಗ್ಡೆ ಅವರಿದ್ದರು ಐ ಶುಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ರತ್ನಾಕರ್ ಹೆಗ್ಡೆ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಿನಿಟಿ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಇನ್ 85. So we are organizing ophthalmology conference, state conference in Kolar Medical College. He was kind enough to provide. At that time, he was close to actually Mallias. He was very close to Mallias. He was able to actually help us out for fellowship. I should thank him now. These are all the interesting part of Vijaya Bank one. So this is very interesting. 77, I came back. So I played for the Mysore University twice, 164 against Baroda University in CC Club, Mumbai. After the match, I wanted to stay with Balanna because he was at the time fourth branch manager was there. 64 because 62 he was transferred there and Satwadi Balkrishna Shetty is there. And during that time, I wanted to stay with him. Of course, we lost to Baroda University. And I said I wanted to stay back. I was not feeling well also, sore throat was there. And you know the physical instructors, they come with us. Now, at that time, it's 4 rupees. We have to go in the train for the whole day. I think we call it as Bata or D or 4 rupees is there. He said, no, you can't stay back. I wanted to stay with him. He can't stay back. You know, very interesting part. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮದು ಬಾಟ 3 ದಿನದ ನೀವೇ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಆಯಿತು ಉಳ್ಬಿಡು ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೊ 4 rupees into actually 3 days, 12 rupees worked. I was able to stay with Balanna in Fort Office. Now, this Vijaya Bank story is this of, Santepet. R.V. Murthy ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, he was my best friend. He was playing for basketball university. And he has got 3 sisters. And the first sister's wedding was arranged. And just 8 days, I think about a month before his father died, he was a clerk somewhere. He had 3 sisters. He was an assistant surgeon, MBBS also. So I was an assistant professor. So he applied for, in his name, 3,000 rupees loan. You know the difficult time, how it was working. 3,000 rupees loan, and he was a government servant, assistant surgeon. So I was the assistant professor, and I was a co-obligant. It looks like there is one but was there. I don't know who was the man, either Vasantarna or Ratnakar Hegde. His brother and me were classmates, Prabhakar Hegde in Kapu. Yes, Ratnakar Hegde at that time. When Mr. Bhatt was there, he was the assistant manager. So he went on and on. Then I went and asked, the wedding is approaching, not sanctioned for 3,000 rupees, and both are government officers. Then he showed me a letter. For 3,000 rupees, there were 14 objections. For 3,000 rupees, 4 objection. I don't want to actually, because my memory is very, very, very sharp, very, very sharp. I have a photograph, because I am an eye specialist, I have a photographic memory. I think I know the name, but I don't want to mention the name. I think Butt was sitting there. I was furious. I said, I am not leaving this chair. Okay, you tell me whether the loan is sanctioned or not, first of all. If you are going to sanction, how many days it will take? Okay, if you don't answer me, at least kind enough to give me the telephone, I will talk to the chairman of the Vijaya Bank. You want me to do that? Patiently I am waiting. Just a light-hearted, it is no comment to say. So how the systems work that? Because the problem is not with the actually manager. In any actually management, that's called as systems approach is so very important than the actually individuals. Because systems approach, it's about 85% and individuals are hardly 10%, 15%. Unfortunately, as administrators and managers, it's very, very bad term. I hate the term administrator because it is very bureaucratic and top down. You know? I don't like the term at all. You say you govern or you manage everything like that, and it's very, very time because we spend a lot of time on changing people. I think we have to improve the system. The chairman of 3 banks sitting here, I'm just learned to. It's only my experiential learning. I'm not an MBA. This is what is happening, and it worked. It worked. Within another 2 days, it was sanctioned, and the money was sanctioned. He was so happy about it. This is what, just a few examples I would like to give. And in terms of actually, I think Naik has said about it. I think so many people benefited from 21 branch to I think 571 branch, and the employees hardly anything. From 1.80 crores, it went up to I think 390 crores in the matter of 17 years where he was holding that position as that. So this is the background of the talk, very, 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 very informal. Now people said he has been a leader. Who is a leader? Who leads from the front? And he was a very inspirational and then motivational leader. And that's what is very, very important. So what are the different kinds of leaders we know, isn't it? I think over the years, I've been following leaders from 1952, from the first election, isn't it? So what are the different types of leaders we have? One is an inspirational leader, a kind of a divine influence, supposed to influence, and then a kind of actually sacrifice. Then comes the principle of inspiration is sudden happy idea, get some wonderful idea. Then we have innovative leaders, okay, bringing in novelties, make changes. We have to keep changing and bring in novelties on exceptional ones. Then we have motivational leaders, be motive of, sublime motive, and induce into actually monitor and action. So can I give some examples now? What's going on, the geopolitics of the whole nation, what's happening now in the whole country. Suppose, I always divided when the people claim that one, last 1947, almost now 79 years we have post-independence we are seeing. We have different prime ministers, different time zone. Moment you say, quite probably, if we just reminisce all those things, I think Narendra Modi starts first, and probably Rajiv Gandhi. At that point of time, I think this ICT and all these innovations have taken place. Then comes democratic leaders, that is participatory and practicing democracy. I can just remember in terms of democratic leaders, Mr. Vajpayee, and then we have actually, and then Manmohan Singh. I think these two names we remember. All others are short-term prime ministers or that we don't want to. Then comes autocratic leaders. Of course, unfortunately, and we have to mention the name of Indira Gandhi because of the emergency. That is 1975-77 is the emergency period, only for 2 years, but that time fits it like that. I think these days we have many more autocratic and then dictatorial leaders world over. I don't want to stretch anything more, it becomes a public controversy, and starting one thing. Then we have autocratic, that is Indira Gandhi. Then comes dictatorial leaders. Dictatorial leaders, I think, and if you just actually stretch it still more, that means free of checks and balances. Free of checks and balances, despotic and the tyrannical, cruel, oppressive, overbearing, and repressive leaders. Just go back to Idi Amin. Go back to Idi Amin of Uganda. I think he was known for a kind of one, or Pol Pot. Now presently, I think we can just remember the actually President of North Korea. President of North Korea, almost trying to actually fitting into actually this kind of leader. This kind of leader is called despotic and then dictatorial, is Kim Jong-un. That you can compare to him. Just for the sake of discussion, I think, because I don't want to anything. Then there is one type of leader who is very manipulative. As the last type, you can say manipulative. That means deal skillfully, deftly, adroit leader, and then he is very dexterous, managed deftly and craftily, very, very crafty. I think Sri P.V. Narasimha Rao fits into it. Because he carried the government for 5 years in spite of minority government. That means he was very deft. I think these are the different kinds of leaders are there, and definitely Sundaram Shetty is fitting into inspirational and then motivational, and he was democratic leader also. That's the leadership comes from that. Then if you move on, and then what are the successful qualities of leaders? To become very successful, and you have to maintain visibility. That means brand image. He was very charming. That's what I said, very, very, very visible. Very, very visible. And then comes to diagnose problems and find solutions. Diagnose problems and find solutions. Continuous monitoring and evaluation. You have to be a chairperson 24/7. You can't be part-time, something like that. Then you have to have the team concept. Team concept is very, very important. In terms of, we always talk about, and then TQM is total quality management. Total quality management can be applied to education institutions or banking or any other systems are there. TQM is the total quality management. That's called as consumer focus. Consumer focus, we always start with satisfaction, the demand, and then the consumer actually, and then delight. Then consumers' expectation, you have to plan like that, you have to strategize. Then comes the continuous quality improvement. We call it as CQI. Okay, quality is never actually static, it is always dynamic. So quality is not by chance, but by choice. Quality is not by accident. Quality is always by design. Always design. And this is how we have to have the continuous quality improvement is there. And the third one is a team concept. This is the problem. It's a team concept either in the house or in the department, and working together, holding hands together, and team concept is the most difficult problem for human beings. ಅದು ಮನೆ ಇರಲಿ, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಇರಲಿ, ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಸ್ಟೇಟು, ದೇಶ, ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್, ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್. ದರ್ಸ್ ಎ ಬುಕ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಬೈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಬ್ಲಾನ್ಶೆಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಶಲ್ಡನ್. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲ MBA ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಗುಂಗ್ ಹೋ ಅಂತ. ವೆರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ, ಗುಂಗ್ ಹೋ. ನಾವು ಗೆದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಗುಂಗ್ ಹೋ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಚೈನೀಸ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜಿ. ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ಡ್. ವಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ವಿರಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. And you throw some food grains to the squirrel and then keep watching it, The squirrels come down, up, pick up something, and again actually they climb the tree, again jump, because they enjoy eating. Even though it's a small food grain, that means it feels that one, it just enjoys. That means any job, any position, occupancy is that you have to enjoy that chair, enjoy the job. That means you are doing something worthwhile and the purposeful, that you are not just working for some paltry salaries there. That must be ownership. You should enjoy that one. Okay, second one is the actual ways of the beaver. It's a very kind of a flat rotund is there. And when a bridge is actually breached or broken, I think each one carries one actually stone or something like that. They put all together. So ultimately, they work together. Okay, last one is called as gift of the goose or the gift of the geese. ಬಾತ್ಕೋಳಿ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ದಪ್ಪಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಎತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. But when they join as a group by honking, these geese can fly for thousands of kilometers and encouraging each other like a cyber jet. ನಾವು ಕಾಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವಲ್ಲ, ಐಸಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮರ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ತ್ರೀ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಟೀಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಟೀಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Maintain visibility, diagnose problem, monitoring, evaluation, team concept, accept, adjust, adopt, and appreciate. Accept actually failures. Adopt depends upon the circumstances. Appreciate any small job done by your junior colleagues. You should have a sense of little bit of appreciation always. Don't keep on criticizing and comments. This is very important. And always acknowledge mistakes. I think head of the institution should be the first to accept, and then mistakes are there. And be a role model. Be a role model. And then perspectives of success. Okay, first let's all know our purpose in life. Okay, why we are born as human beings. If you don't know that I am born as a human being, I'll give an example, because Vice Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University Health Sciences, we are supposed to be experts in everything. I think I was called into one of the actually religious congregations. And then I went there. There are about 40 to 50 young people are belonging to one religious community. Let me not make a controversy. Public platform is there. And as I went there, and one of the gentlemen who was sitting there, and he got up and he wished me. He said he was my student and he was a surgeon, and he was my student in Bangalore Medical College. He acknowledged. I said one. And he had become a preacher. With MS graduate and surgeon, he has been traveling all over the world, and he was a preacher for whatever it is. And then he started speaking. He got up and said, and if you have done anything actually, any sin, if you have done good thing, we will be reborn again as a human being. And if you have done anything sin, I think in next generation we will be some animal or whatever it is. He said, he sat down. I said, then my turn came. I said, I have no idea. I had no idea whether I was a human being in my last janma. I don't care whether I am a human being or an animal or anything in my next janma. I do know that I am born as a human being in this janma. I should behave like one. I think that was my answer. I think there was a lot of claps for that, and I was then trying to rush in St. Joseph's College, and then one young gentleman, I was wearing a coat. I was climbing the steps. He came and pulled my coat. Uncle, I was very impressed by your talk. I said, amongst the 50 people, I could impress at least one person, that I am born as a human being, I have behaved like one. I was very happy. I was just very happy. I think this is all. What I am talking is experiential learning. That is evidence-based, because doctors, we believe in experiential learning as that. And next comes the trying to reach your maximum potential. Always. This is called as, capacity utilization. Whether it's a human being or any institution, organization, our first thing is that you have to actually, and then called as, that is capacity utilization to the optimum level. Okay, then concentrate on main one goal. Don't like hit and run. Don't become a hit and run. You have some Some public figures are there, hit and run cases, I think. You won't achieve anything. You won't achieve any goal. You're that category of hit and run. Hit and run category is not going to happen. Then you should have concentrate on continuous improvement. I said CQU. And then forget the past. Never ever look back. Never look back. Again, I will give an example. I was totaling a Vice Chancellor of Kolar. I think Mr. Jalappa deemed to be University Kolar as that. And I never actually allowed the actually chair of the Vice Chancellor to be devalued. Whether it was Rajiv Gandhi or deemed to be university or Adi Chunchandgiri. And we have to honor our chair in which we are sitting. Never allowed to be. That doesn't mean that you should be arrogant and then disobeying. Whichever chair I am sitting, I should honor the chair. And if possible, you have to add value that chair in which you have been sitting. This is what I told. We should add value to the chair. We should not get anything out of the chair because we will be able to add value to the chair. Then only you become extraordinary. Extraordinary. This is what he said. Then I was not yielding. I was able to stretch the rules. I said never signed. I think he was in a great hurry to relieve me. I think almost 1 day short of 5 years. I think by mistake or whatever happened. I threw a party. And then he asked, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಶೆಟ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಹಿಂತಿರುಗಿ ನೋಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ಗೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಐ ನೆವರ್ ಲುಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ನಾನು ವಿ ಸಿ ಆದಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ. ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸಿಗೂ ಏನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೂ ಏನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಯಿತು. ಹೋಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್, I think you are losing so much of opportunities ahead of you. Never ever look back. Never discuss about your actually previous institution. You should leave it. I think that has been my policy. I think always look ahead. I always said when one window closes, we have many more windows open. When one window closes, we have many more windows open for you. Life is a continuous journey. It's a continuous journey. And then focus on the future, sowing the seeds that benefit others. That means you have to be selfless. Little bit. You have to be selfless. I think these are the certain qualities. I'll just take another 2-3 minutes. You have to pardon me. ಯಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳೆ ಮೇಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ದು 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ನಮಗೆ. ಈಗ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದಾಗಂತೂ ಅರಳೋ ಮರಳೋ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. So what are the successful qualities are called manage your emotions. Manage your emotions. I'll just going again that one. So you should have control. That means you have cognitive intelligence, you have emotional intelligence, moral intelligence, you have social intelligence, and you have and then spiritual intelligence. Of course, now we have artificial intelligence and machine learning is there. We have to do that one. And manage your time, manage your priorities, manage your energy. Don't waste energy unnecessarily. Manage your thinking, manage your words. ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಬಿದ್ದೋದ್ರೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಭಾಳ ಜಾಗ್ರತೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ತೂಕ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಫೆಲ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ probity in public life. Unfortunately, it's been missing. Just go and see the Google. What is probity in public life? With discipline, decorum, and dignity in your public life. You have to maintain that one. Especially the people who are holding the post of presidents, prime ministers, chief ministers, deputy chief ministers, everything. In public platform, you have to uphold the dignity, discipline and decorum, and manage your words and manage your personal life. Most important. Personal life in terms of character and conduct, your lifestyle, we have to watch. That's the one which is going to take you further and farther. You are a leader. That means if you want to take your institution further and farther, that means we have to manage your personal life. So I have been always using a terminology called as soul searching for success. If at all you have invited me, I don't know, I have to ask actually Jayakar Shetty whether he has invited me because he is from Kapu or from the same school, or he has invited me that I got something to do with Vijaya Bank, or he has invited me as a very long-standing customer of Vijaya Bank. That means that we have to see. And the first very, very important thing is a clarity of mind. If you are a confused person, I think you're going to confuse everybody, confuse yourself and others also. Then comes the actually and purity of thoughts. Have some positive thoughts and purity of thoughts in what you are thinking. And no ill will, no hatred, no anxiety. I think it's very easy to talk on the platform and keep preaching. It's very difficult to practice. I think I have been fairly successful in my lifetime. My public life is from 1968, I have been. Because I am not actually talking for the sake of talking. I talk what I practiced, and then what I preach actually, and I practice. This is just sharing my actually personal life and personal career, and it is just not reading from some books and trying to actually impress. There is no need to impress you. You all know me, I know me, most of you I just know me also. And the third one is the largesse of the heart. Magnanimity, very large heart ಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ, especially ಸರ್ಜನ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, heart ಬೇಕು. And then dexterity of your hands. Hands-on skills is important. To be successful in your lifetime as managers and administrators, you should develop soft skills also, not just hard skill you want to. Soft skills are important. Then comes sincerity and integrity and honesty of purpose. Passion with compassion for your work towards that. Then comes the transparency and accountability in whatever you are doing. Then self-respect, self-esteem, selflessness, self-awareness, and then self-realization, and the righteousness. It's applied to right across the entire humanity. Good conduct and character, truthfulness. And you have all this attribute. Unfortunately, you are chicken-hearted. No courage. Dam nahi hai, taakat illa. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. When it comes to the crunch, you actually and then back out. Unless you have the courage of conviction, I think we will not be able to be successful in your lifetime. I think these are certain attributes actually why somebody has been successful. Lastly, what is ailing our society now? Because we are living in an age, I think the whole geopolitics is changing so fast. I think there is a threat to humanity, and people may agree with you. And we are in the era of Industrial Revolution 5.0, Education 5.0, Healthcare and 5.0, Agri 5.0 or E-Agriculture, everything, everything is there. This is called as digital transformation. We have to align ourselves in the fast changing or evolving actually digital transformation. We have to change. If we don't evolve ourselves, I think probably, of course, our generation is over, next generation is over. We have to be ready for the digital transformation. So what's the difference between the actually, see, 4.0 and 5.0? The 5.0 is human-centric. That's the difference. Whether we talk about virtual reality or augmented reality is there. And all these things, we have to live with that. Otherwise, you actually fall behind. We will be victim of actually cyber crimes, and you can cyber arrest, all kinds of things. And of course, not for our generation. Maybe actually our next generation, our children, our grandchildren, they are already aware of it. But one should be aware of what's been happening. It all started with actually cloud computing, IoT, then you have robotic surgeries, and then 3D printing. Then you have the actually, and then quantum computing, then we have so many things, 3D printing as there, and bioinformatics, various things are going, data analytics, we have to align with that. Our education system has to align with that. Our curriculum, teaching, learning systems, everything has to align with that. We have to move with the time, and I think I took a lot of your time. If you have taken a lot of your time, you have to pardon me because a old teacher has been talking here, and once again, and I thank the family members, and yourself, everybody, for giving me this opportunity. It's a very great feeling. I'm really honored, humbled, because this talk is something different, because I have to talk from the heart, not from my actually brain. Oh, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Wonderful speech you have delivered today. You have given so many calls to the audience about the lifestyle, the leadership quality. And also you have given a call to the people, don't look back on your journey, because if one door is closed, many doors are open. You have given a very thought-provoking speech. I think we are all honored to listen that for the last 45 minutes. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of the reception committee, I once again thank. On behalf of all the audience here, I give him a very long applaud for his wonderful speech. Thank you, sir. Now we are coming to the very important part of our program, that is felicitation to Professor Dr.S.Chandrashekar Shetty by the reception committee members. I request